Okay, little chillblains, we're just gonna, excuse me, we're just gonna continue from where we left off, and we're moving to the third decimal place and beyond. Okay, so we've looked at the first decimal place, that is tenths, so that is 0.1, 0.2, that column. Remember, that's the tenths column. And then we looked at the second decimal place, that was hundredths, 0.01, 0.02. And now we're going to thousandths. And that is a term that's not used very much. Tenths, yes. Hundredths, yes. Not so much thousandths. Although it is a word, and you can see that here on this yellow page. And again, this is something that can help you. You can refer back to this. So here you've got a whole. This is our whole chocolate bar. We're dividing it into 10. We've got our tenths, 1 over 10, 0.1. We're taking that tenth and we're dividing it into 10 for little tiny pieces of chocolate, and that's a hundredth, 1 over 100. And then finally that hundredth, we're dividing that into 10. And that gives us thousandths. Okay, so each piece would now be a tenth of a tenth of a tenth, which is a thousandth. And the decimal number, 5.743, the 3 refers to the thousandth, or the 3 over 1000. And here at the bottom right hand corner again, units, there's our decimal point, tenth, hundredth, thousandth, and that's the tenth is the first decimal place, the hundredth is the second decimal place, and the thousandth is the third decimal place. Okay, and if you get your head around this, then you can do anything with decimals. Okay, so let's move on. In the decimal number 26.395, what does the 9 represent? And what does the 5 represent? So 9 is something we covered yesterday. 5 is new today. And then the same thing, what does the 7 represent in these numbers? And we've got two groups of numbers, A and B. Don't mix them up. Put them into the correct order with the smallest number first and the largest number last. Okay, just be very careful with your columns. That is the thing to watch out for here, is your columns. Okay, so the number 3.458 can be thought of like this. 3 units, so that's 3 whole numbers, or 3 whole bars of chocolate, or 3 whole pizzas, however you want to think about it, plus 4 over 10, 4 tenths, then 5 over 8, 5 over 8, don't listen to me, 5 over 100, 5 hundredths, and 8 over 1,000, 8 thousandths, or you can write it as 3 units plus 458 over 1,000. Okay, now what you're going to do in question 20, you're going to use that yellow section to help you, because you're going to, the numbers that are written out, A, B, C, D, E, you're going to write them out in these two ways. So for example, A would be 3 units plus 6 over 10 plus 2 over 100 plus 7 over 1,000. Or 3 units plus 627 over 1,000. So it's the two ways. A, B, C, D, E is going to have 2 answers. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a help for D and E because they've got zeros in them. If you've got a fraction that has a 0 on the top, that is the same as 0. So For example, in D, 0 over 100, that's the same as 0. So just miss it out. You don't need to put in the fraction at all that has got the 0 on the top. You just completely miss it out. So in D and E, for the first one, for the first part, you only need 2 fractions because they've got zeros in them. Okay? 21 is similar to what you've done before. 1/3 up, 1/3, 3/10 up from 4.5. That is 4.5 plus 0.3, which is 4.8. Okay, and I'll do another one with you. Let's do F, 7 over 100 up from 2.139. So what you're doing there is you're doing the 7 is in the hundredths column, which is where the 3 is. So you're doing 7 add 3, which is 10. So that would give you 2.209. Okay? Now, if you're finding that one tricky, let me know. I can give you a bit of more help with that if you need it. This one here, this is optional. Okay? We've done similar to these before. You can have a look at it. You can try 22 and not bother with 23. You can do them both. You can do neither. It is entirely up to you. This one is optional. Okay? Any problems, please get back to me and let me see how you get on. This I would expect you to get done in one day. I don't think it should take you 2 days to get this done. So I expect the answers in today. Okay? But as I say, if you've got problems, you must let me know so that I can help you. So because, as I said, it's really difficult to move on to the next part when you haven't got a full grasp of this yet. Okay? Let me know.